Hello everybody, this is the walkthrough video of my piece for the Orchestral Tools competition. So you can watch that video with the soundtrack at the link. I'll put the link on the screen or in the description, so go and have a look at that if you've not seen it. This is going through what I decided to do. So at the start of the film, there's a composer struggling to come up with ideas. Yeah, usual feeling for a composer, that, isn't it? So the first thing I thought was something a bit disjointed. Stop-starty. So I picked some cello for that, and you have to use all of the Orchestral Tools free orchestra sounds here, so that was part of that. Tried to use as many as I could. So that's how it starts off, but then also I was thinking, well, it needs some kind of slightly mournful sounding melody, so I'll put in a solo violin legato on top of that. I'll play it with everything in. There's some pizzicato bass under that as well on the strings, so I'll just play the first bit. So what I'm trying to depict here is there's that point as you're trying to come up with something and you're struggling where you think, gee, I've got to go and do something else. So I was trying to create that sort of change of mindset with these punctuated notes. And of course, the book closing is a great hit point, isn't it? So that's where that intro ends. And then we go into kind of an upbeat sort of thing. I started this idea with the cellos. So, and because it's Berlin, I was sort of thinking we get some kind of nod to umpire bands in there. That would be good as well. So a bit further on, let's move the here. It's a bit in the way there, isn't it? Put you down there a minute. So if we look at the solo tuba, solo trombone, they come in here. I'll just play that with the cello. So a fun sort of up-tempo, traveling sort of I'm on the move type of piece. That was the vibe I was going with. And then also I put in some marimba. I thought that might be quite interesting. So you get the idea. It's quirky, energetic, and maybe make this smaller. It's a little bit in the way. You're down there. So with everything in that section, you can see at the top here I've got tempo changes to make it sort of fit with the hit points on the video. So here we go from that point. So at this point, it changes because on the video there's obviously this is supplied with sound track as well, but it's just the background noise. So with this here, the creator of the video, they've put some kind of reverb on that bell sound. And they focused on it. So, and after they focused on that, they went into these. I mean, that could be ominous. So you could read into that. What's happened? Has something gone wrong? So my thought was this was like the moment of uncertainty where, as a composer, you start to think, can I actually do this? Am I a fraud? Is this piece rubbish? And all the self-doubt that creeps in. So my approach to this was to sort of end the happy theme when the bell sounded there on the bicycle and go into something a little bit mysterious, a little unsettling, uncertain. And this is well, I'm just going to play the whole thing. I'll play the whole thing, let you hear it. So I tried to, excuse me. So I tried to match up many of the sections there. So we start off with some nice string ensemble sounds. Okay, and then I added in a flute to add a little bit of a focus for the melody. Now that was all quite sort of calm and wasn't really reflecting the movement on the screen. So to reflect the movement on the screen without tracing it perfectly, because there was a lot of shots there, I started to put in things like the oboe, some movement. And to help the oboe along, I also added in some glockenspiel, tubular bells, and we've got some cushion in here as well. And that sort of marries up to the more mellow strings and flute. Okay, so there's that bit there, and then we go to a very ambiguous, excuse me, we go to a very ambiguous scene here where we just see a bike wheel spinning round. So my approach to that was to add a bit of drama. So this is what I did. So because we have this uncertainty, so we don't really know what's going on. So by adding that in for some drama, which is essentially a timp, let's go to it. It's a timp. I think that I had a kick in bass drum. Can't remember exactly what I added in now, but looking at this, I think there's definitely a timp. Tubular bells. I think that was pretty much it. Oh, and a snare. Yeah, so that just sort of makes you think, what's happened? And then my idea then was to come in with a positive theme that had some elements of the previous Happy theme when she was riding the bike, especially like the sustained brass notes for like the umpire style band. But yeah, it's kind of a happier, sort of more polished, more complete theme. So as a composer, she's gone through the sort of not having the inspiration in the beginning, realizing change of scene was needed, going on a change of scene, hitting big uncertainty, and then finding the way to get the piece finished and done. And that's what this bit is here. So I'll play you that now. So it goes from the building into the piece. So here we go. So there you go. So I've used a lot of woodwind in this at the end, so I'll just play some of that on its own. So that sort of complements the melody, which is on the, it's mainly on the horns. Horn section down here. We've got some woodwind down here as well. It's in the wrong place. Anyway, so the woodwind should be up there with the other woodwind, but never mind. Let's move it into place. There you go. So we've got the melody there, and then to sort of add to the melody, I added in a solo cello. It's underneath, but if you take it out, you can notice it. Just add something to it. So I added that in, and then also I added in legato violin. And it's the same, you know, without it, you notice it, but it doesn't really stand out in the entire mix. So did that, and then there's also after the sort of melody's played a little bit, then we've got a trumpet sort of fanfare type thing. So we've got here two trumpets. We've got staccato and sustain used together, so it can have short notes. Listening to that now, I think the staccato ones need to be a touch louder. Too late now, I've done it, so. There's that. And then we've got loads of pushing in here as well, I think. So listen. Tubular bells as well. And the marimba. So there you go, that's the sort of breakdown of the thought process and some of the instruments I used. As you can see, I used quite a lot of instruments. So that's all good. Yeah, so I think also I'll just point out that there was like a string section in this. Oh, and I'll put the melody on the viola as well. So strings and the viola. and everything all together. There you go. I hope that was of interest to somebody. If you want to hear the main one, there'll be a link to that as well without me talking through it. And if you'd like me to work on your film, or you want to use any of my music, please follow the links in the description or get in touch and we'll talk. Thank you for watching.